Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you our third match with Gruul Dragons and Dragons in Modern. Oh, we've had some awkward opening sevens so far this league. One mana field or one land 7 with a Field of Ruin and 2 mana dorks. Would this be keepable had this been a green source? Maybe. We'll mulligan and hope for something better. Wow. Okay, so this happened the past two matches, and yeah, I mean 23 lands. We overcame it a couple times. Holy cow. Okay, well, I guess we're destined to lose this one. Okay, we're gonna keep it because we don't want to go any further down to 4. Seems pretty ridiculous. We're going to really lean on these questing druids, and they're going to show their worth this game. We're going to get rid of one Domri. We want to keep. We definitely. Oh man, the time we're on the play. We have to keep a one lander. We can't even get a fast start. So we're gonna do it like this. Play a mountain. Hope our opponent thinks we're mono burn or mono red burn or something. See if they thought sees us or play a Ragavan. Ragavan would be better for us. And it's a Ragavan. Alright, now let's draw a green source. Green source, we may be able to get a way out of this. All right, well, I mean, for going to 5, we did draw the exact thing we needed. That's why we kept the Utopia Sprawl in the Domri. We're not too far away from clawing our way out of this mulligan, assuming our opponent doesn't do anything too crazy. And we drew the dragon. Okay, so the question is, do we want a questing druid in order to make our land drops? If we do, so we can seek the beast, ideally get a land, and then cast a questing druid, follow that up with a Domri. I think we're going to have to do that. Come on, land, please. Okay, so we're going to lose a Glorybringer, and our opponent now knows what we're doing. But we are also one land away from casting the Storm Breath. And while it's only a turn 4, Bowmaster, sure, yep. Better the questing druid than one of our mana dorks at this point. Well, who knows? Anyway, now that we're 1 mana away from Storm Breath, and Rakdos doesn't have the easiest time dealing with. All right, Fable. Sure, a resolve Storm Breath Dragon deck. They do play Molten Collapse. And they know they're up against dragons now, so. Declare blockers, yeah, sure. Block. You guys, right there. Land. Alright, right on time. Let's see who can win this race. See if they can find a Molten Collapse in time. Will we be able to claw our way out of a Mull to 5 and take down Rakdos? They have 4 cards in hand. It seems unlikely. Now, one good thing about, again, one of the best things about Domri is even if they decide they want to stick a Shield Druid and win the race that way, we can cast Domri, attack for 5, have it fight the Shield Druid because of the, yeah, and then kill the Shield Druid. As long as we're not minusing 2-ing and leaving the Domri dead. All right, so I'm sniffing out a lightning here. Yep. Bing, bolt, sure. Seems good. Okay, so are we gonna get lucky? You know, it'd be good right here. Questing Beast. Questing Beast is almost always good, to be honest. That would be our best draw, I think. Delighted Halfling is not our best draw. So what we can do is cast a Delighted Halfling, play the Domri, tick up the Domri, or tick down the Domri and have it kill an Orc token. And then we just lose our Domri. We're going to lose it anyway, probably, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the chances that they have another lightning bolt, probably not that great. I don't know. They advanced their board by playing that second. We'll see. I'm not sure the sequencing matters too much here, to be honest. We want to preserve our life total by hoping they attack. And this just is going to grow with... I don't know who the right target is, to be honest, but having more mana for them, we're still pretty much... I mean, we're 2-turn clock here. About to make a dude here. I mean, we were behind 8 ball when we went to 5. I think we made a pretty good showing of it, though. We managed to draw well, put together our game plan. I mean, that's basically what we would have done anyway. We would have 2 more cards in hand, hopefully with some follow-up plays to get us out of this. That's a cool art on Black Cleave Cliffs. Yeah, I think that's probably going to do it. Shieldred just for the... Yeah. I love it. I mean, you might as well, opponent. I have 0 cards in hand. It's not like I'm playing any kind of sweeper in my main. In my Gruul Dragons deck. No fear. See what we draw and then we'll scoop it up. Oh, yep. Better check for blockers. I know it's a good catch-all, but... In another world, we might have gotten our opponent low enough on life that would have mattered, but not in this one. Not on a multiplied. Alright, well, here we go. Take 2 on the Rakdos matchup. See if we can figure it out this time. Veil of Summer seem pretty good. I mean, these Brotherhoods they can really hurt our opponent in the right spot. It's just, are we going to get to it? Questing Druid, we saw its power to dig us for answers, and we're going to cut it though because we need to make room for something. And I want to keep on the play. I like to keep most of my mana dorks in because I want to keep my game plan of a turn 3 dragon online. Or if we have a turn 1, if we have the land plus the turn 1 mana dork and a Veil of Summer, we'll probably hold up the mana to protect it, cast it on turn 2 and protect ourselves from Thoughtseize. Kiora seems like my go-to cutting. One of these 2 mana, 3 mana planeswalkers is usually where I trim. I could bring in Stomp, Bone Crusher Giant just to get a little bit more removal, but I mean we brought in the sweeper, so that's what we're going for. Hopefully we'll actually get to play all 7 instead of these terrible opening hands. Okay, well, I mean, this is not like the... We have everything but the turn 3 Planeswalker. If one of these dragons was a Domri or Kiora, if this was Kiora, we'd be in serious business. But we're not going to mulligan, especially against a Thoughtseize deck. So we will start with the Delighted Halfling since it doesn't die to Bowmasters. Although it's possible they're going to only be able to cast the Bowmasters on turn 2. We untap, we used Arbor Elf. We don't have the... So, I mean, the best draw with Utopia Sprawl Arbor Elf is Turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Utopia Sprawl into a 4-drop. But we'd have to draw the Utopia Sprawl and the 4-drop the same turn. Right? So that's not really possible. Or would we? So I have next turn to draw. Well, I mean, we're setting ourselves up here if we can draw into a land or a 3-mana Planeswalker to start raining dragon fire down on our opponent on turn 3. Assuming none of our mana dorks die, which is probably a pretty big assumption, given that we're playing against a deck full of removal. Veil of Summer is a beautiful draw for us, let me tell you. Now, what we need is, what we really want right here is we want our opponent to try to go for the Bowmaster shenanigans. And we Veil of Summer into a land. They're just gonna, oh no, okay. So yeah, let me finish my thought here while I'm waiting for them to see what they're doing. They crack their fetch. So what we really want for them is for them to go untap Bowmasters. We do Veil of Summer into our 3rd land. And they start, like I said, raining down fire on our opponent with these dragons. Grief. Or, you know, you could also grief. And they pitched a Not Dead After All. They must have another one. Now they might Fatal Push something in response to this. Well, we're one step closer to that land we need. And they don't get to grief us, even if they do want to do their little scam shenanigans. Which says, since they pitched one of their Not Dead After All, I assume they have another one. Not at its best when they can't hit us twice. Take that, Rakdos Scam. Come on, we need a land. Whoa, do we need a land? This is such a dead card for us right now because it wipes our board. What a terrible draw, but it's good in the right spot, right? Maybe? Off the top for the score. See if our luck has continued from last matchup. It has not. Well, I mean, it is a mana dork. It's better than a 5-mana dragon, I guess. I don't see our mana dorks living much past. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's just, the math doesn't add up. I don't see our mana dorks living right now. So they're going to set us back another one. Probably if I was them, both. Or Fatal Push the Delighted Half Lane so that you can Orcish Bowmasters the Arbor Elf. Alright, well, so then we'll play our 2nd Delighted Half Lane. We miss another land in our 23 land deck. But really hope that all of these things stay on the battlefield, or that we draw a 3rd land. Drawing a 3rd land is pretty essential to our plan no matter what. Glorybringer Exert, also pretty essential to our plan, so we need everything to survive. And also, this thing has menace. How am I supposed to block? Alright. I mean, Terminate, they have an instant speed. I assume they bring that in from the sideboard if they don't have anything to follow up here. Fable, maybe? Magus of the Moons. Non-basic lands are mountains. That's okay. Don't care too much about that. We have our 1 forest. And we have so many mana dorks. Alright, there's our 3rd land. So they have one black source now. Is there any reason not to tap this instead? I guess. So forest on tap. Let the raining down of fire begin. I know, I got it. Pay 1, okay. Am I doing my math wrong? I don't understand why I had to pay 1 there. Okay, whatever, I'm confused. I didn't have anything to do with that mana anyway. But that could have been relevant in a different world. Also, they can grief us next turn and take 2 things if they have their shenanigans. And that would be bad. See how lucky they are. Still very confused. Oh, it's not. That's why it's not legendary. Duh. Oh well, now I know for next time. I mean, I knew it wasn't. Oh, there's the Thoughtseize. All right, well, they're going to take probably a Glorybringer. Do they have the grief follow-up for the Stormbreath? Yeah, that's why it's not legendary. I even said that in an earlier video in the previous match. If you read the card right, which I did not, forgot. I'm so used to doing Domri for their mana. Well, they know the Stormbreath is coming. I don't think they have an answer in their main for it. Next turn we're going to Stormbreath, and then next turn we can exert it if they're not dead, just if they don't just scoop. Maybe the last 2 cards are double lightning bolt. So our opponent's had kind of an odd hand too, and this is the second match in a row that our opponent has tried to get us with a Blood Moon effect, and it feels like it's getting them more than us. They do have their 1 basic swamp, but is it good enough? Seems unlikely. I mean, next turn, if one of these lives, we're just going to swing in with the team, and they scoop it up. All right, taking down Rakdos. Now, what do we want to do with our sideboard plan now that we're on the draw? Brotherhood's End did not look its best that game. They had a pretty clunky hand themselves. Maybe they brought in the griefs or something. I don't know. It looks like it's Rakdos Scam to me. We'll keep the Veil of Summers because, well, I mean, we just really want to protect our hand, and that's our best way of doing it. Blood Moon didn't mess with us. Maybe they're going to take their Blood Moons out. Do we really want this? I mean, would it have been better to have a Stomp effect? Bring in this. I mean, questing Druid, we could just bring back in, take out a couple Arbor Elves since they die so easily. And this does, Bone Crusher or Stomp answers a lot of their threats, which is good. We want the Veil of Summers, like I said. Endurance doesn't seem to do a lot. We can bring back in the Kiora. Try to maximize our ramp. We'll just bring in the 1 question. Maybe we'll go down 2. Try it 2 and 2 this way. A little bit more removal. Keep in some of our. We are here to test out the questing Druid. It's not great to keep boarding it out, but it's been impressive, but it doesn't really further our game plan the way that some cards do. Okay, so another really awkward. We played 9 dragons and 3, so 33% of our dragons are in our opening hand. We have to assume the first Mana Dork's going to die or get Thoughtseized. At least it doesn't die to. At least it doesn't die to Bowmasters. I'm just gonna keep it. I mean, this is a good Thoughtseize proof hand. Doesn't die to Bowmasters. Double grief really wrecks our day. It's possible we should have mulliganed. But I've gotten burned mulliganing this league, just going to 5 and keeping a 1-lander. I think I did. Well, maybe losing our delighted halfling to a Ragavan block. So Utopia Sprawl is pretty good. That helps us get to our dragons a lot faster. It doesn't mean we're going to take some beats from Ragavan. So what is the point? We played Delighted Halfling, we blocked the Ragavan and trade. Next turn we're back to this game plan of just a Utopia Sprawl. So I think we're gonna, and again, we always want to name red. In this case though, with these Delighted Halflings, they don't tap, yeah, we have to name red. I want to say they don't tap for anything to help us cast our dragons, so we definitely don't want to name green just to cast down 2 of them next turn and be stuck with 2 green and a red and no way to cast our dragons. Next turn, our plan is going to be Mountain, Delighted Halfling, or if we draw into a forest, double Delighted Halfling, which is not bad, to set us up for a Glory Bringer, assuming any of our hand stays together after this turn, which seems unlikely given we're playing against a black deck. And they pitch the Orcish Bowmaster, so I'm assuming we're getting double grief. Now the question is, double grief, maybe it's triple grief. Do they go for all the dragons and leave us with the nonsense? Or do they try to cut us off of, just F6 do this, so do they cut us off of our mana? I hope we don't our dragons fast enough. Sometimes you just get got by the scam on the draw. They went for the Glory Bringer, and then I assume they're going to take another dragon. What did they maul to anyway? They didn't even have to maul for that, they just had it. Okay. So they went for the double dragon plan. I assume they're hoping to race us, or they have answers from our orcs. We got a dragon off the Ragavan. Oh man, that's brutal. Alright, so there is a Field of Ruin. So we can cast a Field of Ruin, blow up this, get a forest, play a Delighted Halfling, play a mountain next turn, and have 1, 2, 3, the 5 mana for Storm Breath, and hope to race. They're already winning this race though. They're hitting, it's a 3-turn clock and they're ahead. I mean, we'll blow it up. We're really not that great with those treasure tokens, but it does kind of smooth out some of our plays here. Lightning Bolt would have been good. I just have no faith that the Delighted Halfling is going to live through this turn, much less the next one. Do we block? Should they not have a kill spell? Here comes the Bolt. And they're going to give them access to red on the next turn. Yeah, I mean, double scam on turn 2. With Ragavan beats. Yeah, I mean, we just didn't have the hand equipped to fight this battle. We knew that they could strip our hand, mold to 6, not to keep a Lightning Bolt that they take. Oh, hitting dragon after dragon with that Ragavan. Next turn, they'll be able to cast one of the dragons if they hit it. That would be the... Wow, we are just running hot with these dragons. It's just not enough. We would have loved this Glory Bringer there. That would have, assuming we drew a land or this survived, allow us to at least kill the grief and maybe survive long enough to stick a dragon to protect us from the Ragavan hits. I mean, I've never seen this deck run just draw so many dragons. There's just so many dragons. And it's hard to complain, but you don't need the dragons because you're dying to what's going on the battlefield. It's hard to play catch up. All right. Menace is going to hurt. We can't. Yeah. So blocking, they might have an Undead after all, which would be brutal, and then we might not draw a land. If we take the 6, we go to 5, play a dragon, double block here, go to 3. Here, play a dragon, then we go to 7. if we don't, so let me redo this. So next turn they're going to be able to hit for 2, 6, 8. If we don't block, we go to 5 next turn, and we'll play a dragon next turn, and then we'll block, double block here, and go to 1. I mean, I think we just have to start. I mean, I hope to hit a land, I guess. I don't know why our opponent sequenced the way they did. Land or a lightning bolt? This puts us to dead though, right? Because we play Storm Breath. We can't attack, or we die to the swing back. This is the worst feeling when you're playing dragons and you have to hold them back on defense. Now, if for some reason they don't find answers, we do block here, take 4, go to 2, play a second Storm Breath. So they need to just hit lands. No answers, no creatures, and we may have a chance. It seems right. That's going to happen. Or we hit our own Brotherhood's End. Yeah. Then they get their red source for their lightning bolt if they have it. It's been a tough match. Falling back, having to block with dragons is not fun. Just no follow-up, no lightning bolt, no nothing. How about just a land in hand, please? Bolt? Oh, Ragavan. All right, so now we're definitely dead. We need things that we don't. What we need is a lightning bolt. Our Brotherhood's End would be our best draw. This is the time to shine, Brotherhood's End. The time to shine. Do we get it? Glorybringer. Actually, one of our best draws too. Can't forget the Glorybringer. Man, we've been running hot with these dragons. Our opponent's got to be cussing right now. I mean, we have no choice, right? This thing has menace, so there's no way we are going to... We have to kill it to even have a chance. Each opponent loses 1 life. We go to 1. Well, that's no fun. Now we have a blocker for the Ragavan. We just have to hope they're drawing dead. For, I don't know, a few turns in a row now. So they're going to get a dude. Maybe they won't draw anything good. Molten Collapse would be their best draw. Lightning Bolt obviously actually would be their best. Either one of those is their best draw. What a game. What a game this has turned out to be. Will we get there? We still would love to hit a Brotherhood's End. That would be our best draw. And there's the lightning bolt. Okay, what can we do? We had to draw that lightning bolt. Because if we didn't, well, we could play the dragon. So what do? They're going to make... They can't make a copy. So we play the dragon, and then we have 2 blockers, and they still could have a kill spell. We could play the lightning bolt, kill one of their guys. They could still have a kill spell and get through. So I think the best thing to do right now is just hope to fade another draw, play another Storm Breath. What a crazy game this has turned out to be. Will it be enough? Man, it'd be nice to get there after what happened in match 1. No kill spells, no lightning bolts. And I think we win next turn if they don't have something. Wow. I guess we drew the bolt too. Wow. All right. Well, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, losing a really close one to Rakdos Scam after getting scammed. Oh, brutal, brutal, brutal. We had them. They drew well. We drew well. They scammed us. Look at this our graveyard here. They got rid of 2 dragons. They exiled 2 dragons with Ragavan, and we still have 3 dragons. I mean, talk about drawing dragon after dragon. I really like to have gotten that match. You know, it's playing janky dragons. We might as well just call it the column shouldn't be dragons in modern. It should just be 2-3 record in modern, because that seems to be what we average. Every win just feels like a grind, and this one was so close. And that's the best thing about Gruul Dragons. Of all the decks I've put on the stream or in the on this website, this is the one that comes the closest. That I feel like I'm just one turn away or one draw away. You saw the power of the deck. You saw how we outlasted Double Grief. We're able to play ourselves into a position where we were going to win on the swing back with our own bolt after hitting for 12. I mean, yeah, we got really lucky, but that's why you play the cards. Opponent got really lucky with their draws. It's not like they had bad draws, right? Fable, another Ragavan, Grief that they've had, Double Grief. I mean, they played some of their best cards, and we were there toe-to-toe, granted by drawing some of our best cards, but really, yeah, man, that was a tough one. Tough one. I would really like to have gotten that match, but anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe we'll get the next one. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, and I'll see you at that next one.